Good morning everyone. Welcome to the maths class. How are you all doing today? We have already seen the first 7 questions from revision station in page number 63 of your textbook. So today we will see the rest of the questions in revision station of this chapter, chapter 4. So all of you please take your maths textbook and turn to page number 63. Let's move on to the questions. Question number 8. Steve took 6,005 sweets to his class on his birthday. He distributed them equally among his 30 friends. The number of sweets left with him is. So what is given in the question? There are a total of 6,005 sweets which were divided equally among 30 students. You are asked to find out how many sweets were left with him after dividing them equally. So what you are actually finding out? You have to find out the remainder of this division. So let's divide 6,005 by 30. First, write the given numbers, the dividend and the divisor in the proper way. So the dividend inside the grid and the divisor outside the grid. So since we are dividing with a 2-digit number, let's consider the first 2 digits of the dividend, which is 60. Now 60 divided by 30. How many 30s will go in 60? 31s are 30, 32s are 60. So let's write 2 here. Now multiply 2 by this 30. 2 into 30, which is equal to 60. The next step is to subtract the numbers. 60 minus 60 is equal to 0. Now let's bring down the next digit, which is 0. Now 0 divided by this 30. 0 divided by any number is equal to 0 itself. So 0 divided by 30 is 0. Let's write the quotient here. Now 0 into this 30, that is equal to 0 itself. Now subtracting these two numbers give you 0 minus 0, 0 itself, bringing down the next digit, which is 5. Now we have to divide this 5 by this 30. 5 divided by 30. Can we do that? No. So what do? We put a 0 here, and usually we put a 0 here and bring down the next digit. So let's put the 0 here, but do we have a next digit to bring down? No, right? So with the methods that we have learned so far, let's stop the division right here. You learn methods to do this division completely when you learn about decimals. But from what we have learned so far, let's stop the division right here. So here we have the quotient 200 and the remainder 5. So the question, the number of sweets left with him is, the answer is the remainder 5. So what is the correct option here? It is option C, 5. So you can write it here. I hope you are clear with this question. Now let's move on to the next one. Sammy typed 25 lines in one page. If there are 375 lines to be typed, the number of pages that he will need is. So what is given in the question? There are a total of 375 lines. Out of these 375 lines, 25 lines can be typed in one page. The next 25 can be typed in the next page, and it goes on. So you are asked to find out how many pages will Sammy need to complete typing all these 375 lines. So how do we find out that? You have to divide 375 by 25. The total number of lines divided by the lines that can be typed in one page. So let's do that now. 375 by 25. So we are dividing with a 2-digit number. So let's consider the first 2 digits of the dividend, which is 37. 37 divided by 25. How many 25s will go in 37? 25. Ones are 25, but 25 twos are 50. So let's take 125. Writing 1 here. 1 into 25 is equal to 25. Now subtracting these two numbers give you 7 minus 5, 2. 3 minus 2, 1. Bringing the next digit down, which is 5. Now we have 125. The next step is to divide this 125 by this 25. 125 by 25. How many 25s are there in 125? 25 ones are 25, 25 twos are 50, 25 threes are 75, 25 fours are 100 and 25 fives are 125. So let's write 5 here. Now 5 into 25 is 125. Subtracting the numbers give you the remainder 0. So what is the answer to this question? The number of lines that Sammy need to type the 375 lines is equal to the quotient 15. So you have to write this 15 here. I hope this is clear to you. Now let's move on to the next question. The number of hours in 4260 minutes is. So we know 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So how many hours are there in 4260 minutes? How do we find that? The total number of minutes divided by the number of minutes in 1 hour. So the division is 4260 divided by 60. 4260 divided by 60. Now look at these numbers. Both these are multiples of 10. So let's divide the numerator and the denominator by 10. This number and this number, both these numbers by 10, the dividend and the divisor. So dividing 4260 by 10 will give you 426, and dividing the divisor 60 by 10 give you 6. So right now the dividend and the divisor have become 426 and 6. Now let's do the division. 426 divided by 6. Let's consider the first digit of the dividend 4. We cannot divide 4 by 6. So let's consider the first two digits. 42 divided by 6. Now how many 6s are there in 42? 6 7s are 42. So let's write it here. Now 6 7s are 42. Subtracting the numbers, bringing down the next digit, we have 6 here. Now 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. 1 into 6, 6. Subtracting, and the remainder is 0. So what is the answer to this question? The number of hours in 4260 minutes is equal to 71, which is option A. Clear? Now the next question. Rohini bought a box of mangoes in which 2 were rotten. The rest she placed in 51 bags with 6 mangoes in each bag. The number of mangoes she bought is. So Rohini had bought some mangoes, and out of the mangoes that she bought, 2 were rotten. So she kept these 2 mangoes aside and she placed the remaining mangoes. She divided the remaining mangoes among 51 bags, and each bag contained how many mangoes? Each bag contained 6 mangoes. So the rest of the mangoes divided among 51 bags, and each bag contained 6 mangoes. We are asked to find out how many total number of mangoes she had bought. How do we find this one? So let's find out how many mangoes were there in a total of the 51 bags. Each bag could contain 6 mangoes. So 51 bags could contain 51 into 6 mangoes, right? So let's find out what is 51 into 6. 6 ones are 6, 6 fives are 30. So in the 51 bags, with each bag containing 6 mangoes, there were a total of 306 mangoes, and she had kept aside 2 rotten mangoes in the beginning. So this number of mangoes plus the 2 rotten ones will be equal to the total number of mangoes that she had bought, right? So what is the number of mangoes she bought? It will be this 306 plus the 2 rotten mangoes. Now that is equal to 6 plus 2, 8, 0 and 308. So the answer to this question is option A, 308. We may write that answer here, 308. So I hope this is clear to you. Now the last question, the smallest number that can be added to 417 so that it is divisible by 11 without leaving a remainder is. So we have already learned about the divisibility rule of 11. What is it? For a number to be divisible by 11, the difference of the sum of the alternate digits should either be 0 or 11, right? So what is the number given here? We are given the number 417 and we are given some options here, and you have to find out which is the smallest number among these options that has to be added to this 417 to make it divisible by 11. So let's add each of these options to 417 and check if it will become divisible by 11. So the first option is 5. 417 plus 5, that is equal to 422. Now let's take the difference of the sum of alternate digits. Which are the alternate digits here? 4 and 2 and this 2, and there is no more digit here. So let's take the difference. 4 plus 2 is 6 minus then this 2, that is equal to 4. See, the difference is neither 0 nor 11. So even if you add 5 to this 417, it will not become divisible by 11. Let's consider the next option, 417 plus 4. 417 plus 4 is equal to 421. Let's take the difference of the sum of alternate digits. 4 plus 1, 5 minus this 2. Here also this difference is neither 0 nor 11. So the next option, 417 plus 1, that is equal to 418. 4 plus 8 is equal to 12 minus this 1. Here we get 12 minus 1, 11. The difference is 11. So if you add 1 to this 417, the resulting sum will be divisible by 11. So let's consider this option here. Now let's check the last option as well. 417 plus 7, which is equal to 424. 4 plus 4 is equal to 8 minus 2, that is equal to 6. So the only option here which makes it divisible, which makes 470 divisible by 11 is 1, and that is also the smallest number given among the options. So what is the answer to this question? The answer to this question is option C, 1. So you can write it here. So I hope all these questions are clear to you now. You have to go through all the concepts that you learned in this chapter once again, and you have to do a worksheet in page number 64. And also make sure you get thorough with the multiplication tables of 1 to 10. Revise it every single day and it will be easy for you to do the calculations. So that's all for today, children. We'll meet in the next class with a new chapter. Until then, bye.